So, I bought the cheapest Porsche Boxster S in the country. Now I'll explain exactly how, why and how much I paid for this thing, but first of all, let's take a look around it. So then, for starters, this is a 2000 Porsche 986 Boxster S. Now, with it being a 2000 car, it's very important. This is a pre-facelift, but more importantly, this comes with the dual row IMS bearing, which, if you don't know the IMS bearing, it's the intermediate shaft bearing. It's kind of a common problem on these cars, but it's also kind of not. If you have a dual row IMS bearing, it's a lot stronger than the single row IMS bearing. Of course, with this being a 2000 car, it has the earlier dual row IMS bearing, so it shouldn't in theory be a problem on this car, although we do need to rule it out because we actually have a bit of a rattle, especially on startup. Now, some people say a rattle is fairly normal for these cars. Some people say it's not. Some people say it's a timing chain tensioner problem. Some people say it's your IMS bearing about to grenade your engine. In a little while, I'll let you take a listen and see what you think for yourself. Now then, you'll probably notice that it is wearing a hardtop. Now, a hardtop did not come on these cars as standard. It came with a soft top that kind of folded down into this compartment right here. However, this car, I bought it with the hardtop, actually came with another set of wheels as well, which all came included into the price. These are those spare set of wheels here, running some semi-slick track tyres on them. But in my opinion, I think the car looks much better on its standard 17-inch Porsche Boxster wheels. So I think I'm going to leave these wheels on, sell the other set, sell this hardtop roof, because yep, it's great. If you want to drive these cars year round, a hardtop is probably better, but this is not a car that I'm planning on driving year round. In my opinion, this is a summer car, and so the soft top convertible is the better option. Now, the previous owner actually opted for the hard top because there was an issue with the soft top. It opens up, you know, it folds away as it should. However, the rear screen is kind of like a plastic screen that has got a crack through it. It's a common problem. So that is something that I will look at fixing on this car. Now, you eagle-eyed viewers will see that we have a couple of towing straps. So we have one there at the front, and we also have one there at the rear. Now, that is because the previous owner used this as solely a track car. It's very low mileage for what it is. It's only on 65,000 miles, but it has been used as a track car. Now, because it's been used as a track car, it's actually been maintained very well. It has pretty much all new brakes all round. It's had brake pipes replaced. It's had all new brake hoses. The brake calipers themselves, they have all been rebuilt. So in terms of being mechanically maintained, this car has been maintained very, very well. The thing that kind of lets this car down is the cosmetic side of things. So it does have a few scrapes here and there, a few that I'm hoping to kind of buff out. But first and foremost, this car needs a very good clean. It looks like it hasn't had a good deep clean in, like, you know, at least a couple of years. The exterior is very dirty, and have a look at the interior as well. Yeah, it's not the best in here. This place needs a good, thorough, deep clean, and it will completely transform this space. A couple of things to note though on the interior as we are now here. We have some heated leather seats. They are also electric seats as well. And for the driver's seat, we have the memory functions, obviously electric windows, 6-speed manual, of course. You don't want a Tiptronic one of these, believe me. We have a CD player, not a cassette tape player, which is good. What else do we have in here? So we have the multifunction menu, select, stalk, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but yeah, we have that. We don't have cruise control, which, to be honest, again, this is not really a car that you're going to be doing a lot of cruising in. Let's be honest, you're going to be taking this on a nice weekend drive and you know, using it as a bit of a toy rather than, you know, doing a lot of motorway miles in it. So it's not the end of the world, it doesn't have cruise control. But yeah, very tight and compact in here. I mean, I am 6'4", but I fit, you know, relatively easy. Let's get in properly. Let's close the door. And I haven't adjusted the seat position from where it is, but there's still an inch before my head touches the roof. And like I said, once I have this hard top gone, once I have the soft top in use, then I'll probably just have the roof down most of the time. So yeah, very nice place to be. More than enough room. Of course, it's a two-seater sports car, so you can't expect loads and loads of room, but yeah, I'm comfortable, so that's the main thing. Now then, let me explain why I have decided to buy a Porsche Boxster S. Was I planning to buy a Porsche Boxster S? Not really, no, but I'm always on the lookout for cheap cars that I can potentially add some value to. This car, I think I can add some value to it. Like I said, it does have a few small issues. For the most part, mechanically, I think it's okay. The previous owner did say it has one snapped spring, which I think I can confirm, because on the 250-mile trip home from picking this thing up, it was squeaking quite a bit on one side. It also has a massive oil leak as well, yeah. We must be losing like about a litre every 50 miles or so. Yeah, I had to buy like a 5-litre jug of oil for this thing and had to keep pulling over and topping it up, pulling over and topping it up, because yeah, you definitely don't want to run low on oil, especially in one of these engines. But yes, why did I decide to buy this car then? Well, first and foremost, it was the price. I managed to get this car for an absolute steal. As I mentioned, it came with the hardtop roof and the spare set of wheels, and this car was just £2,800. Yes, £2,800. That's why it makes it the cheapest Porsche Boxster S in the country. Now, bear in mind, again, like I said, it's a very low mileage. It's only on 65,000 miles, and it's a decent spec for what it is as well. However, though, this car does not have an MOT, so it's not actually road legal. It hasn't had an MOT now, I think, for the past couple of years. Like I mentioned, the previous owner used it as a track car, so I am looking to get this thing fixed up and get it on the road very, very soon. And this car is actually the next car in the Trading Up series. Now, for those who don't know, I've been trading my way up from a £500 car up to my dream supercar. So I started with a £500 BMW E46, traded that up and bought a BMW E65 series, and then sold that, and then bought a BMW F31 3 Series, sold that, and we now have our first Porsche. And I know it's no supercar, of course, but we are getting there now with the series. We are starting to make some pretty big jumps. Now then, let's pop the bonnet and we'll pop the boot, or the frunk and the boot, so you can take a look exactly what is inside. Let's have a look at this engine. Oh, where's the engine? Oh, so we have a spare wheel and a warning triangle and a small toolkit. So that must mean the engine is in the back. Look at this engine. Oh wait, what? Where's the engine? Okay, so for those that don't know, this is not a front engine car, it's not a rear engine car, it is in fact a mid engine car. The engine literally sits there. So the only thing you have access to at the back of the car is the oil to fill it up, and I've been filling it up quite a lot recently. Of course the dipstick, and then the coolant, the water reservoir. But yeah, you can just see in here how grimy it is. Really does need a good wash, this car. Major thing to mention though, this car doesn't appear to have any rust on it at all. Now I believe these cars came with a galvanized chassis from factory, so you know, the fact that it's what, 24, 25 years old now, you know, it's holding up very, very well. Now then, let's fire the engine into life and I'll let you listen to that rattle that I hear on startup, and I'll let you decide if you think it's a big issue or not. Or maybe it's normal. Like I said, some people say that these cars are supposed to rattle on startup, so I'll let you be the judge. So hopefully you could hear that. It doesn't sound very, I don't know, it doesn't sound terrible, that's what I will say. It's hard to obviously determine what the noise is. Once that rattle has gone away after 2 seconds or so, the engine does seem very smooth. Like I said, I've driven this car over, you know, about 250 miles home, and yeah, it seemed to drive very, very well. It didn't seem underpowered. It didn't seem like there was any issues with the car, like I said, aside from the massive oil leak and aside from that broken spring on the other side. Yeah, engine seems to run sweet. So one thing that I forgot to mention is the service history and the stack of receipts that this car came with. Even back to the original letter that the Porsche dealership sent to the first owner of this car, welcoming them to view the car. That was back in, I think, 1999. So like I said, we just have stacks and stacks of receipts, original MOT documents, a receipt from, like I said, 1999 for the deposit of the car. We have all of the service history wrote down on this piece of paper. Now I can appreciate it's not in an official Porsche service you know, history booklet, but it does have, I think, all the receipts. Most of these are actually from the Porsche main dealer as well. Yeah, looks like all these are Porsche main dealer or Porsche specialist, but yeah, we can see we have all of the service history wrote down here, and it all looks very good and current. Yeah, it looks like the majority of its mileage was done, I guess, in the first half of its life. Up to 2008, it was on around 40,000 miles. But again, like I said, we have loads and loads of receipts in here. We also have a dyno graph, and I don't know if this car has been, you know, remapped before, but this was, the power that it put out was 282 brake horsepower at 6,410 RPM. And we have max speed 135 miles per hour, max RPM 7,130 RPM. So yeah, I think 282 horsepower. These cars are standard. I think they only run like 250 horsepower, something like that. So that is a bit up over the standard power. So was this just a dodgy dyno, or, you know, has it been remapped? I don't know. The car doesn't feel slow. It doesn't feel the fastest car in the world, however, but it's decent. It's a very, very nice car to drive. So then, there we go. That's the cheapest Porsche Boxster S in the country. And like I said, I got it for an absolute steal. I think it's so much car for the money. you know, I am really looking forward to taking this thing for a proper drive. Of course, we have some work to do first. We kind of need to get it road legal, need to fix that huge oil leak, need to sort out what's going on with the suspension. In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into things. We're going to get the car up in the air, going to have a good proper look around, at least at the mechanical side of things, and see what's going on. I think I'm going to try and determine whether or not that rattle on startup is as serious as some of you may think it is, or maybe I think it is. I think I'll just remove the oil filter. If it's full of shavings, then yeah, some work needs done, let's be honest. But yeah, that'll all be in the next video anyway. I want to thank you all for watching. I know this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Mainly on my channel I've done BMWs up to this point, but it's one of them. I've kind of got to branch out at some point, so I thought Porsche is probably not that far away from BMW, so I hope you can appreciate that. I hope that you are looking forward to seeing more videos on this car. Like I said, I want to thank you all for watching. Give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one.